All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I really appreciate it. I'm sure you've all had very long days, and I'm grateful for your time this evening. Um, so we'll keep it brief so you can get back to your regularly scheduled programming. But I'm Megan O'Neill. I manage the longest day and 48 peaks in our Massachusetts, New Hampshire chapter. So thank you again for giving us 30 minutes of your time this evening. We're really excited to kind of talk a little bit more about our volunteer needs. Volunteers truly are the heart of the Alzheimer's Association. They are vital to increasing awareness of not only our support programs, but also of our fundraising events, which therefore help fund these programs so that they are always at no cost to those who need them. Volunteer ambassadors help us expand our reach within local communities, ensuring more people learn about our work and events, which is so important as this disease continues to affect more and more people each year. We hope to inspire you here today and to get involved as a volunteer, ultimately helping us to realize our vision of a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Before we kind of dive into things, I'd love to just share with you that the Alzheimer's Association is always here for you 24/7, for you or anyone that you know who might need our services through our 24/7 helpline. And if you haven't used the service yourself, just know that it is available and it's a wonderful resource. It's free. You will talk to specialists and master's level clinicians who speak like over 200 languages, and they offer confidential support and information on the association, dementia, brain health, and so much more to people living with the disease, as well as their caregivers, families, and the public. Our helpline is the gateway to all of our programs and services and can help you determine how the Alzheimer's Association and Mass New Hampshire chapter can best assist you. So I will follow up with some more information after this. Just keep it in the back of your mind as a resource that's always available, but you can always check out our website at alz.org to explore more or give our helpline a call. And I can always help, of course. You can feel free to always reach out to me directly. So now I'm going to jump into longest day. So I'm sure many of you already know this, but the longest day is our national do-it-yourself fundraising event where people pick any activity and any date to raise funds and awareness to support our mission. So examples include pickleball, arts and crafts, lemonade stands, fitness events, motorcycle rides, and so much more. It's really a fun and creative event. And I'll introduce a couple of our volunteers later who will talk a little bit about what they've done too. And we also have 48 Peaks, which is a hiking event that was created part of the longest day here in our local chapter with the goal of having at least one team on each of New Hampshire's 4,000-foot summits. There's 48 of those, if you aren't familiar. And we're super proud to share that in the Mass New Hampshire chapter, the longest day raised over 1.2 million in 2024. And this is definitely due to the incredible work that our volunteers do. We want to continue to grow longest day to deepen our impact on our mission, and our volunteers truly are critical to this growth. I am just one person, and I know our two states don't seem that big, but at the same time, I can't be everywhere, and it's great that we have people all over geographically. And I'm hoping to continue to grow and bring some of you into the fold. Yeah, volunteers have so much passion behind what they do. They understand the Alzheimer's journey and are dedicated to our mission. I'm sure every single person on this phone call has been affected in one way or another, and that's obviously what brought you here to kind of get further involved. So here to share their personal experiences and a bit more about how our volunteers can help are some wonderful volunteers, Kit Schlashke and Cindy Hession. So I'm going to turn it over to Cindy right now. Let me just pin you up here.
Awesome. Thank you for the intro, Megan. Everyone can hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep. Awesome. I have headphone problems sometimes. So, hi, everyone. My name is Cindy Hession. I have been volunteering with 48 Peaks since 2020. I hike and volunteer in memory and in honor of great women in my life. For my maternal grandmother, Marion, who lived with dementia and passed away in 2010. for my grand aunt Joyce, is my Gram's youngest sibling, who's currently living with dementia and recently moved into a memory care facility. And for caregivers like my mother, who is a member of the sandwich generation and served as my Gram's primary caregiver for many years, while simultaneously raising a teenage daughter at home, aka me. So I am entering my second year as the chair of our 48 Peaks Ambassadors, which I have really enjoyed doing. Over these last few years, it's been amazing to watch 48 Peaks grow, which is no doubt due to our incredible volunteers, excuse me, their outreach and connections. I have enjoyed growing our social media presence and helping with many other projects like outreach. I do this by using our Instagram account to interact with our 48 Peaks hiking community, local hiking influencers, and anyone who sends a question or a note via messages. Over time, these consistent efforts and interactions have resulted in a huge increase in people joining 48 Peaks, which is awesome. It's really amazing to see the power of social media in action. I have also used the Instagram to research and contact companies, businesses, even podcasts about 48 Peak sponsorships, advertising or promotions, and even forming a team. I have also visited many of these businesses myself and asked to display 48 Peaks flyers or mailed flyers if an interaction was solely online. But I usually keep like a stack of these flyers in my car because you really never know who you might run into, like someone who might be interested in getting involved or even just participating in Longest Day in general. So I've been very fortunate to have great conversations with these business owners and podcast hosts over the years, and it's led to lasting connections and reaching new audiences. But most importantly, I've really enjoyed connecting with the hiking community and sharing more about Longest Day and 48 Peaks. So I've enjoyed volunteering with 48 Peaks and Longest Day for many reasons, but I've realized it's mainly because of the people. I've met so many amazing individuals who are all committed to Alzheimer's Association, regardless of whether or not they have a direct connection to Alzheimer's and dementias. We come from all walks of life and in support of the same cause, and I have been endlessly inspired and honored to work with them. The resources offered by the Alzheimer's Association is also second to none. I am continuously impressed by their support program offerings, research efforts, advocacy for policy changes, and more. When I think I've heard it all, I learn there's something new. They really do it all. It really makes me proud to volunteer with an organization that actively strives to find better ways to provide support and make a difference in the fight to end ALS. So with that, I'll hand it over to Kit, who is also well-versed in all things Alzheimer's Association.
Excellent. Thank you, Cindy. That was amazing. It makes me want to join the 48 Peaks. I love hiking, and it's obviously for a great cause. So we're all really near and dear to all of our hearts. So my name's Kit Chalosky. I'm assuming everyone can hear me okay.
Yep.
This is just my second year volunteering as a Longest Day ambassador. And I also annually host a cornhole tournament on the South Shore in Massachusetts in honor of my friend Holly, who she sadly passed away in 2023 at the age of 60. So devastatingly early age. When she was first diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's, we were all devastated. And I felt I needed to channel my energy and my anger and sadness into something more positive. So I started getting involved in the cause to raise funds and find a cure. And that's when I met Megan, and just jumped in like both feet, as she knows, like just want to bring my energy there. So over the last year as an ambassador, I have helped with a variety of projects, from phone calls to handwritten cards to outreach in my community and research on new projects, which ultimately ended up working out where my friend Moira hosted a yoga event. And I'm trying to get more friends of mine get involved with those types of things where they can share their passions to raise funds for Alzheimer's. I've also hosted multiple tabling events in my community. And at first, I was a bit unsure what to do. And because again, it was my first year into it. But Megan really was awesome. She and I met. She kind of walked me through what's the best way to go about this and what to expect, and sort of helped take the mystery out of it all. So I set up a table at a local mountain biking event in Hingham at Wampatuck State Park, and people really enjoyed stopping by to learn more about the mission. I handed out a lot of the pamphlets, and answered a lot of questions and directed them to the Alzheimer's group through Megan, which, as Cindy said, they really are awesome. I've worked with my church, set up a table there. I've had some great conversations with others. It really is very touching to share your story and hear other people's stories and their experiences. And people are interested in how they can get involved. It was a lot easier than I expected. It's just one of those things, like once you get started with it, it just sort of takes on a life and starts to get a roll. And I had a great time sharing more about the longest day. Even if it was just for a couple of hours at a time, it was really fun to do, and I was happy to do it. It wasn't a huge investment in time, and sometimes people who volunteer are worried about that. And it's one of those things, like every little bit helps. And once you just get started with it, again, it kind of takes on a life of its own, and it becomes a passion of yours and a passion with other people. I enjoy volunteering because it makes me feel good, and it's really, this is such an important cause, and I love connecting with the people and sharing stories with them, and just giving each other support. It's really what's needed with this, really difficult and disease. So giving one another, being there for one another and supporting one another. And that is what really has drawn me to continuing to volunteer and to be an ambassador. So I know Cindy and I both continue to enjoy our time volunteering, and we hope that you'll join us too. It's, as Megan was saying, it's like the more the merrier, and the larger impact we make. Volunteering as an ambassador for me has been really rewarding, and we hope you'll consider it, and we look forward to getting to know you.
Thank you guys so much. All right, put myself back in the middle here. So as Kit and Cindy have said, we'd love for you to join us as an ambassador. And I'll get into a little bit more about what that might look like. So we are looking for volunteers who are enthusiastic, take initiative, and have a passion for our mission, which I'm sure all of you do. We're really looking for boots on the ground volunteers who will help us share resources and information about the association and the longest day in your communities, just like Cindy and Kit do, bringing flyers to businesses, setting up tables, having those communications within your communities. Other examples are like farmers markets or grocery stores or golf courses or outdoor gear shops, dropping off brochures at your library, taking a quick walk downtown to see where you can put some of our brochures up. And then, of course, there's always other ways to get involved too, and assisting with projects like the thank you notes and, welcome calls to our awesome participants, handwritten cards, that type of stuff. So following this, I'll send out a Google form, and you can kind of share a little bit more about areas that interest you, and we can find some time to meet and talk through that further. All ambassadors will also receive this kit with all the supplies you need, like those brochures and everything like that. I'll get all that to you, as well as a welcome gift as a small token of our gratitude. In terms of a time commitment, we meet monthly in the evenings to hopefully accommodate most of your working schedules or day-to-day schedules, to brainstorm ideas, discuss upcoming events, and ways to increase our reach. We are flexible and will work with your schedule and your strengths. As this disease becomes more prevalent, the need to support families and keep the research momentum moving forward has never been more important. We are asking for volunteers to help us by representing the association, our mission, and ways to get involved within your community. As I had mentioned, it's impossible for me to connect with people all over Massachusetts and New Hampshire by myself. So you are an extension of me in helping spread the amazing work that the association does. And that's why volunteers, ambassadors, are such an integral part of our work. Together, I know we will continue to make an impact while having a lot of fun along the way. And I hope that you'll consider joining us. So Before we wrap up, give me a thumbs up in the chat if this sounds like something you're interested in. I think you can react with an emoji. But also I'd give this time to, if you have any questions at all, I'm more than happy to answer them. But I'm also more than happy to chat with you offline as well, whatever you're comfortable with. Any thoughts or questions? All right. So now I'm just going to send along the Google form. I will also follow up with an email. So if you lose it, don't worry about that. I'm going to send it shortly along with the recording in case you wanted to watch anything back. But this is to our ambassador survey. And it will include, I'll include in the follow-up email, but fill out the form if you're interested. And then from there, we'll find some time to connect one-on-one to share more about what the ambassador role is all about and to learn about you. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. I know sometimes in the evenings you're like, I just want to relax. I've had a long day. So I really, really do appreciate you giving us some of your time. It clearly shows that you're passionate about this mission. And I hope to speak with you all soon. My email and direct contact information will obviously be in the email. So I will talk to you guys soon, but thank you so much for all that you do in the fight to end Alzheimer's, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. See you later, guys.
Excellent. Thank you, Megan.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Guys.